On the first day of Christmas, Hagen gave to me a meet up at LGC.
Close enough.
Running out of steam already. It's day one.
Greetings, everybody.
Day 1 out of 12. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Oh, don't worry, Lego. I got that covered. I'm gonna do those again, as I'm sure you've heard. I hope. Please tell me that my future self did those songs.
What future self? This is December the 13th, 2017. It's almost Christmas! Woo!
Oh. Wait.
I can hear the snow already.
That was bells, sleigh bells.
Sleigh bells? Does that jingle jangle mean Saint Nicholas is coming?
No, it means Trudeau's coming, remember?
Saint Trudeau. I don't know. He's dropping Canadian presents off all across.
Or Robert Johnson. Either one of them.
Robert Johnson as Saint Nick. Hopefully.
Or the unexpected Spanish Inquisition.
The lack of arms really helps you slide down that chimney. Much easier.
Sliding down. There he comes, Mr. Tambourine Butt.
Mr. Tambourine Butt. Ah, good. Can't believe that's almost a year ago that we were talking about that. Did you get it? But ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're doing it once again, as is tradition for the happy hour. It is day 1 of the 12 days of Christmas. You should know by now it's a new episode every single day running up to Christmas. So, we're going to keep you company. You've got Saint Prick, me. You've got Saint Dick, which is Manimal. Saint
Why?
Lick, which is Lego. And Saint Nick, which is Nair Bonds. Don't know where I was going with that one.
Oh, man. There's not a lot of good things that rhyme with Nick, apparently.
Well. We're here.
Saint Sick.
We're in the festive mood. It's definitely not around Halloween time.
No.
Just to prove that, I have something I fished out of my cupboards from several years ago, and it is Prosecco, which, if you guys don't know, is a traditional... It's kind of like a cheap champagne. Well, it's not champagne, it's like what you buy when you want champagne but don't want to pay for champagne. But it's traditionally drank at Christmas, so I have opened that, forgot to go and get a glass, so now I've just got the bottle. I was going to do the wine, do you know the cork pop thing on camera, or at least on air, but I then considered my location, and with the laptop being really close and a brand new white sofa all around me, it wasn't a good idea. So that would not have worked out well.
No one would notice.
So, chin chin. I was going to have my festive yogurt as well. Yes, I said yogurt. That's the English way of saying it. I'm sorry.
What's festive about yogurt, though?
It's winter wonderland. It's okay.
Wait, hold on. Were you trying to say yogurt?
Yogurt, yeah. That's how we say it in England. We say it in yogurt. We say yogurt.
Okay, follow-up question. When it comes in a tube, is it goggurt?
What? No.
You don't have Gogurt?
No. Tube yogurt.
Yeah, it's like a little plastic tube.
Toggurt.
And you squeeze out your yogurt.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah, no, we have them. I can't remember what they call them. They're not called Gogurt. No. Yogurt. I knew you would enjoy that, Manimal. I said it just for you.
Nick Joger?
Yoga. Yeah, it's yogurt. Yogs.
That ain't right.
My yog. Anyway, let's stop what we're doing. It's a gingerbread flavored yogurt. That's what it is. It's got gingerbread pieces in it. It's lovely.
Alright, that actually sounds terrific. You're turning me around on this.
Enjoy a festive yogurt, all. Anyway, let's get on to the topic at hand, because I dragged you into that. Speaking of dragging people into stuff, what's today's topic? I hear you cry. Well, it is us talking about social obligations and shit we've been dragged into around the holidays. A concise topic, I know, but, you know, it's 3 years in, we're running out of ideas.
No. Don't break the illusion. We have infinite ideas.
We do when we actually
have
think about
infinite content.
There's going to be loads coming up, but
we have infinite ideas. just a very small amount that are good that we'll actually do.
Yeah. I like that.
So I'm sure everyone has family and friends around that they... You know, Christmas time is about friends and family and spending time with loved ones as well, but there are some that you don't necessarily want to see too much of. So, this was your idea. I'm throwing you under the bus and putting you on the spot.
All right.
What's your story?
Probably just the smattering of different... Because, around the holidays, my family would travel around, and oftentimes we would be not overseas, but we moved around the country a lot because my family was military. So we got to do a lot of different Christmas time gala events, whether it was, some relative's church and figuring out what they do as a Christmas service, or, I don't know, some kind of musical thing. I remember when I was about 10, living in Alaska, we went to some service music thing that was actually pretty great. It was a bunch of soldiers put it on.
Was it the Christmas musical extravaganza? Was it Roy Thistlebottom?
No, it was good.
Oh! Savage! Whoa!
No, I still, there was a great version of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas as told by, I want to say a lieutenant colonel who had dressed up as like some hobo talking about his Alaskan Christmas out in the cabin in the middle of the woods. And he goes, oh, look, it's more reindeer. Well, that's not normal. Oh, they're on the roof. Maybe that's different. The military 12 Days of Christmas, which was great. Again, I remember very little of it, only that it was good.
That's cool, though. That
it sounds like Alaska's the prime place to celebrate that.
Yeah, I like it.
It is.
You've moved around a lot.
We got to see a sled being pulled by reindeer coming down Main Street as part of a big, parade.
Wow.
That was right after
Seriously,
9/11.
that exists?
And it was, kind of a time when everyone was a little bit down, and Christmas perked everybody on the base right up.
Yeah.
I still love Christmas time. Maybe
I do too.
Having to go to kids putting on a play of the nativity story. They're never good. Sometimes they're precious, but they're not my children.
I know, we all were there. Come on, surely this isn't just a thing in the UK, but when you're very young and you're in, not primary school, whatever the fuck it's called in America or Malawi, did you guys have to do the nativity and you act out the nativity?
Nope.
No.
No? Seriously?
I really don't even have snow, man. Did you have to act it out?
Yeah, every year we were in it until about the ages of 8 or 9. I always wanted to be Joseph. I never got to be Joseph. I was a shepherd and I was a king once, but never Joseph.
I mean,
and
it also
Jesus.
helps that I was in a public school until grade 6.
Okay.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Remembering back, I cannot remember if our school did anything that was denominational like that. We have a lot of straight Christmas things, but...
Just straight Christmas. No offense, gay Christmas. Way to exclude them.
I don't know. I mean, I also remember going to the library in a school where there may have been a Jewish kid like 2 years ahead of me, but it was all the kids gathering around the carpet while the librarian read about Hanukkah, and everyone's like, "What's Hanukkah?
What's Hanukkah?"
I was gonna say, I'm glad you said it, Lego, because as a 26-year-old guy and an adult who's been, met a lot of people and, should know these things, I still have no clue what Hanukkah is.
Haven't you watched South Park?
The most comprehensive version of the Hanukkah story I've heard is still the Rugrats special.
Oh.
Maybe we'll need to track that down.
It wasn't Hanukkah, but I remember they had something distinct in Hey Arnold about Jewish people too.
Yeah.
The practices.
All the heads look like footballs.
Yeah, but there
That's
was like the fat kid was like a Jew or something.
It's always the fat kid. I'm joking. I'm joking. Joking. We love all our Jewish listeners and fans out there, and just Jewish people in general.
I'm just saying, my pretty much elementary school in the middle of Kansas in a small town did not have a whole lot of diversity in terms of faith.
I was pissed.
Had a lot of flavors of Christian, but other than that, everyone's just like, yeah, Santa's coming. Woo!
Fair enough. I mean, predominantly
same with me, yeah.
Predominantly our school was like that. I just remembered as well, I was super pissed at the Nativity. Still not let this go, because it's come back in my memory. I was a king, I was a shepherd, never Joseph. The one year I wanted to be Joseph, Mary was the girl I had a crush on.
Oh no.
Goddamn, Daniel Cliff got that role. Son of a bitch.
Daniel.
Fucking Daniel. You prick. Got to be the baby father.
No divine conception for you, Vacant.
No.
In grade 7, we had to do a thing where every class had to write a Christmas parody song and perform it at the gym in front of the school. So like the whole class was singing it, and someone would be dressed up as Santa. And
that sounds cool.
I had no part in this, but we did. My class did the Pussycat Dolls. When I grow up, I want to be Santa.
Oh.
So
you were just in the dance.
I just stood in the corner and pretended to sing the whole time.
Have you still got any of those songs? Because they might come handy later on in the 12 days of Christmas.
That would be some filler content for days.
I don't remember. But.
So when we do the Christmas musical extravaganza, it inevitably needs padding because none of us released our songs. We need them.
You guys were making promises left and right again.
It was fun. It was fun in high school for like when the music classes or anything like that would do the Christmas concert, which my grade 12 guitar class played in that, and that was fun. That was a good old time. We did.
That's what it was.
I convinced them to do the first Noel because it was the theme of the Santa Christ. So I was like, hey, let's do the first Noel. Ha ha ha. And I laughed when we did it because the Santa Christ theme, not the first Noel.
Yeah.
Noel, is that the one?
No, it's Santa Christ and Santa Christ.
Feliz Navidad.
No, God, not that.
Prospero año
Dance
Merry Christmas.
But no, those are.
We need a playlist.
Send your baby hands with Feliz Navidad. That's one for later. I can't play the guitar because of my very small hands.
But
Can someone lend me some tiny maracas?
Oh, God.
No, I just remembered, it wasn't public school that we did a nativity thing for. It was the preschool that was like right across from my house I was in that was in a church. So that's why I have memories of a actual religious themed Christmas service. I can't remember any of the service itself. I know we sang songs for our parents, but all I really remember was being told I couldn't have any of the cookies at the after party and hating my coupon tie.
Why?
I don't know, man. It was like 22 years ago, and I'm still not okay with how that went down.
Christmas concerts and stuff like that and nativity, they may seem dumb. When I was a kid, I didn't like them because we also had to go to a bunch of schools did one in the local theater. They do like a Christmas concert for parents mostly parents, anyone who wanted to go. And I remember hating going as a child, but now as an adult, I'm gutted because it was right around like the second week of December, and
it's a nice time.
Yeah.
Again, like even the Christmas concerts at school is a good memory doing that because it's a fun time of the year to do.
Everyone's
like
joining in, everyone's singing like the Christmas carols and stuff, and it's just it sets the tone right. The problem is I can't go now because it'd probably be a bit weird if I was just going to go see like a bunch of 10-year-olds singing on my own.
Yeah, it would be.
Hey, everybody, let me get involved.
That's my kid over there. Which one? I don't know.
Just shout, Harry, wave, and just hope that as a child.
Kid's name that.
Yeah, it's like, they're all mine.
I don't know if I could convince my wife to go with me to some other children's concert and some other parent goes, "Oh, who's yours?" And I'll go, yeah, the one that's left.
Yeah. That's my kid.
Just say,
Over
it's
there.
my niece.
No, not that one. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those.
I tell you the truth, I've just been paid by the parents to come and babysit, so I don't know what even. I don't know.
Oh,
Dave, Dan,
So do
footloose.
you guys want to hear about the best shit I ever took in my life?
Is it Christmas related?
Yeah.
that's-
Okay, so
We
the
have
best
already
shit-
gone off topic.
The best shit I ever took in my life. Okay, so at school, you always have Christmas party kind of thing in the last day of school. Lots
Uh-huh.
of food. Lots of food.
Yeah.
So the most food I ever remember eating was in, I don't know, grade 2, 3, 4, whatever. I ate way too much food.
Okay.
So, school's close to home. It was in sprinting distance. Every day I'd sprint home because it was something I did. It was just, it's fun. So when that bell rang, it was the most frantic run of my life. Like I was being chased by packs of wild dogs, by street cleaners, by bees, by everything imaginable. And I took the shit to end all shits. Not in my life have I ever replicated that moment in my history because of all those things I ate at the Christmas party. It was truly
How old were you?
legendary.
Why did you do it at the
I
school
was
toilet?
probably like 8 or 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just I ate too much and
So you have
it
no
went down.
self-control.
It went down in the record books. Yeah, definitely. Oh,
Well-
I still distinctly remember it too.
Nothing says Christmas like a huge, long-busting shit.
No, see, like taking a shit was a tradition. Whenever we ate at my grandma's house, like I'd always
It's
take a
a
shit after we
tradition.
ate. I always took a shit.
I don't think I was here.
It was like a thing. I was like, oh, ha ha ha, you're taking your Christmas
Wait,
shit.
wait,
Yeah.
wait. Just you, not everyone. I need to
Just
clarify.
me.
Okay, because for a second I had like your grandma would put the fork, like a knife and fork down and then go, okay guys, let's go take the family shit.
No.
Commodes all around.
Oh God.
Mine's bigger than yours, Barry.
Oh.
No, it was.
Yeah.
See,
Don't have a communal shit.
I take a poop almost every day, so I don't know how that could be limited to an exclusively Christmas tradition.
Oh, no, it's just because it was
Like around the start of December, you just hold it.
no, because it was like after it was like after eating,
I know what you mean. After you've had the sit down meal
Yeah.
and everything, you.
So it was like literally
Okay,
a tradition that people would be like, "Oh, you're taking your Christmas shit," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Are you taking a Christmas? I've never heard the term Christmas shit though, but I kind of get what you mean.
Now you
it's
have.
Because Christmas Day is the day where you just drink too
You
much.
just
eat
gorge.
too-
You just
it's like
eat everything.
exactly. Even if
Well,
you're like,
this is Christmas Eve for the record.
oh well, now you've just now you've just flipped it on its head.
Before Yolo Pookie comes.
Lego, have you had any social obligations or anything you've been dragged in that you didn't necessarily want to go at Christmas time?
Well, actually, no, I've always loved Christmas. My only problem was that it's almost never snowed when it was Christmas time. Like, sometimes I was lucky enough to get out of the country before I was actually here for a sort of permanent level residence. Like, we went to Sweden once and it was snowing. I froze my hands off. That was painful as hell. Went to Catholic. Oh, yes, now I remember. In Sweden, although it snowed finally, my first white Christmas in ages, we went to a Catholic church, and yes, I love the history of churches and stuff, but I slept. Oh my God, it went on a bit too long, just a teensy weensy too long, and then the droning Latin voice, it was too comfortable. Damn it, I
Doesn't
fell
it
asleep.
help that it's in a language you don't know?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
you
I
don't really
snored,
pay attention.
and I snored. It was embarrassing.
Oh, you interrupted.
Oh.
But I was a kid. But I'm hearing you. So you guys, your schools do Christmas parties and stuff? I thought it's like holidays all around during Christmas time.
This
No,
is
there
like
was- there was
before
definitely
Christmas.
always a Christmas thing. Like even
Yeah.
even in public school, yeah.
Like, we
Country
weren't allowed to
states,
call
so-
it Christmas, but,
Oh,
right
really?
before the winter break, teachers realized that, look, any finals that we had are over. Kids are not going to be paying attention to anything, so let's
Oh,
put
yeah.
on a movie
Ah,
and just kind of, it's a little bit more lax.
Yeah. It was normally around like, I'm sure my schools off the top of my head, it was like 19th, 20th, 21st of December that you'd break up. So a few days before. When you're in primary school, you know, below the age of 10, there was the school disco, Christmas disco.
School disco.
School disco. Fucking rocking that shit with the karaoke, Christmas karaoke on there.
Man.
Nice.
All I Want for Christmas Is You. I'm singing that bad boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, also, here we go. This is finally the tale of a Manimal in the Polish Community Center where he dressed up as
Oh!
Yes.
This is what I've been waiting for since, I don't know, August.
Wait, which story is this?
This is Manimal at the Polish Community Center.
What are
He
you
will
doing
tell
in
you.
the Polish Community Center?
He's about to tell you.
Yes, I'll tell the tale about the time that I dressed up as Polish Santa in the Polish Community Center.
What's Polish
not-
Santa?
It's Santa but cheap. The cheap costume. So, this isn't an exciting story at all, but it's just something that I remember fondly. So, did you guys need volunteer hours to graduate high school?
No.
Okay.
No.
What?
I did
Well,
it
it was-
for middle school, but not.
Volunteer
Oh.
hours.
What the
Well,
hell
it was
is
a
that?
thing. It was a thing at my school. We need to get like 40 community hours volunteering anywhere, you know, like
Wow.
random places or whatever. So
That is awesome.
I volunteered at the Polish Community Center twice because, well, my friend knew people there and stuff like that, you know.
Okay.
So I honestly know it was a great time a few days before Christmas when we went and decorated everywhere.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Went and
This
decorated.
Prosecco tastes like dicks.
Jesus
Christmas dicks.
How do you know this?
Thank you. Anyway.
I'm waiting patiently to hear the story. Please continue.
It's really not an exciting story at all. We just went and decorated the place when it was closed, and we were there till like 1. And it was just a great time, you know. They had a lot of cheap old decorations that we put all around that grand hall, and I got to wrap like thrift store gifts for the kids. You know, that was really something that got me in the spirit. Though it was a lot of fun.
That's really
man.
nice.
I
We
mean,
wrapped the gifts, and then we set up. It was a bench that we just put like a big snowflake and lights around, and they had like this really cheap Santa costume. So I was like, "Oh, I'll put it on," and I did. That's the whole story.
So, are you being
whose
serious?
costume
Right,
was it?
okay.
Whose costume was this?
It was the costume that the Santa was gonna wear.
No. I have waited several months to hear this story.
The whole story.
You weren't there giving out presents? You weren't actually the Polish Santa?
I wrapped the presents and I wore the costume when it was closed the day before.
Something here.
You-
Something else happened, and it's classified
You
information.
motherfucker.
This is the definition of a Manimal story. I did a thing and it wasn't very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, follow-up
Well-
question. Have you ever had a Christmas moment where you're like, you know those moments in movies like Home Alone where like, there's always this choir of the singing kids, right? They're always singing this
Oh,
really emotional Christmas song, and it's snowing, and then you notice something, you know, just a
Yeah,
short and
magical Christmas moment. Yeah.
Yes, I've had
no.
that.
No,
What is the
because
last-
life's not a movie. But
God damn it.
I mean, I would pretty much equate any Christmas Eve because it feels like that. You know, it's in the
Yeah. There's always a...
Yeah.
I know it sounds so cliched.
I say it
Like
all the
you
time.
don't take a
but
selfie of it, you don't even mention it, and you're just like, it is Christmas. Like,
no, like I say this all the time, but to me, Christmas Day isn't very exciting. Like after you unwrap everything, like the season's over for me. You know, at
Really?
least at 10 a.m. Christmas Day, season's over. But before that build up, freaking
that
love
is
the build up.
soon.
Love the build up. Love Christmas Eve, everything because it's
For
in the
me-
atmosphere. But then to me, once you unwrap everything, you're sitting there, you're like, yeah, it's over now. Christmas is over. I'm done.
Oh, I
Oh.
hate that attitude because like my dad's like that. As soon as like Boxing Day, it's like, yep, Chris, get the shit out of here.
Well, that's how
get
it
the
works.
shit.
Because for me, it's everything before is great. It's great setup.
Yeah.
Love the season. As soon as it happens, done. Bye, Christmas. Goodbye. See you next year.
I love milking it. Christmas to me is December 1st to January the 2nd.
That's like when I was a kid. My least favorite. When I was a kid, my least favorite scene in A Christmas Story was when the parents are just sitting by the Christmas tree on Christmas Day. I was like, "That's dumb. Christmas is over. Why are they doing this?" I don't feel like that anymore, but when I was young.
It's not when the kid shot himself in the eye, almost.
No, just when they were sitting there, I was like, wow, that's stupid. It's over already. This is
It's
silly.
not. It's just began.
Wait,
Although-
I think I'm remembering that wrong because I think they sat by the tree on Christmas Eve, actually. Never mind.
They are about somewhere. Oh my god, it's a Christmas miracle! Hey!
It is I, Javier Hernandez El Simpador!
It's him.
It's the Christmas Salvador.
Yeah,
He's
Yola
the
Pope
I am a
Christmas
Salvador.
Cuban Coke dealer.
I am a
Woo!
Simpador. It is like a matador for symphonies. In my next performance, I shall be slaying the entire London Symphony Orchestra with a single blade.
Why are you killing people at
Why are you
Christmas?
killing people?
It has been my destiny to murder John Williams in the arena since I was a boy.
I think he's in Halloween mode still.
No bet.
If we were in Halloween at the moment, which we are
Yeah,
not.
because we're not. It's Christmas. It's day 1 of 12 days of Christmas.
Are you telling me you don't know the Christmas story on Javier Hernandez El Simpador, who killed John
Well,
Williams on that
if we
don't.
day?
If we
I
did it,
don't.
you're going to tell us now.
I think I have.
Yeah, I think
Killed
he just
someone.
did.
Yeah. We are doing, Corin, because you've arrived here. You've landed on your reindeer. And, well, you ride the sleigh, not the reindeer. That's why you crashed, because you were on the reindeer.
That's why Santa Claus is so fat.
Yeah. He doesn't ride the reindeer.
You get a workout from riding those reindeer.
You probably would. We are doing, awkward social, this is the loose theme of day 1. Social obligations and things you've been dragged into around the holidays.
around the holidays.
Let's get another one of them stories. Is anyone, I'll say one, I guess. So I've not been dragged into it so much. It's just that I didn't want it on my Christmas, and Christmas Day used to annoy me as a child. I loved it and everything, but the reason it did was since I was born to about 10 to 11, we'd do a thing where my parents would host the extended family, and I hated it because
Oh no!
you're a kid, aren't you? I see my aunts and uncles and stuff, but I see them several times throughout the year, not tons.
Yeah.
And
It's
go on, sorry.
no. Well, you can continue, and then I'll go.
Okay. Yeah, so you see your extended family and whatever several times, but I'm a child. I've just unwrapped fucking Game Boy and Pokemon Blue. I want to sit and play that shit. I want to eat my chocolate. I want to mess around with my toys. Can't do that. As soon as you unwrap that shit, it's get in the bath, get changed, presents are stored away under the stairs.
What? That's
They're
brutal.
all coming.
Oh, you
Yeah.
poor
No,
family
just
child.
for the day. Just for the day, this is. Because
Oh.
all of those people are coming around. We need the space in the living room because we're a family of 5, so
Okay.
there's a lot of room.
Okay.
And they would stay from fucking midday till near midnight. And
Oh,
it'd just
God.
be the entire day of, do you know what it's like? Come on now. Fuck
Please
off,
get out of
please.
here.
Go away, please. No,
Yeah.
it's just, they weren't even doing anything except just being there. And it's like, I just want to
gotcha.
chill. I just want to, be chilling, and you're here all up in my grill, my 10-year-old grill. Can't get my toys out, can't get my brand new Road Dog and Billy Gun out and have a hardcore match. Because you fucking Auntie Karen are sitting there in that chair. That's where my wrestling ring should be. Bitch.
Oh. Yeah,
No
I guess
offense.
it's different with me with family because Christmas Eve is like the Finn side, right? And
Yeah.
that's always fantastic. Like it's a lot of traditions and freaking small family. Literally everybody is there.
Give
in
us
one
a-
table. It's tiny family.
Give us an idea of a Finnish tradition at Christmas. Is there anything that's unusual or something you don't typically do in Canada?
No. You just,
Lots of traditions. Give us an example.
no personal tradition. Personal tradition.
Oh, okay.
As in reading the newspaper, the letters to Santa, which I write. I told you before I write as Randy.
You write
I,
what?
I write to letters to Santa as a fake kid, asking for fake things in the newspaper.
Oh yes. When did you tell us this?
I told you that last year, probably.
I remember you saying this. It was like
What
a
kind of
fake
fake
thing.
things do you ask for?
Well, usually silly things. So, I can't remember exactly offhand. First of all, it started normal, like I just wrote what I want for Christmas. And then I started just pushing to see what I can actually get published. There's nothing extreme, just goofy things like, my favorite Christmas album is the Muppets Christmas album. Like no, not the Muppets, Kenny Rogers. Just stupid stuff that's only funny to me. And nobody else.
That's fair. I remember as a kid we had like the kids crafts corner or something where you can send in your drawings or whatever, and they just publish whatever the fuck they wanted to because it was like the weekday newspaper. Nobody cared.
Yeah, because it was nice because that was always a thing. Anytime I go there, just read the paper. And I told you guys about my Christmas shit, which occurred after dinner, and open a little bit of presents. Open a little bit of presents while the fireplace channels on TV, and do some lottery cards, scratch cards.
Oh man, what, like, well, Manimal, you're old enough to have noticed, like, smartphones coming in and stuff. I mean, it's still new stuff even to us young uns. I mean, has it changed since then? Has Christmas become better over time because of tech? Or like...
No, because I'm not a dick and I don't take my phone out when I'm freaking at my grandparents' house. Because I'm not a freaking dick face.
Unlike. I'm a
freaking respectable citizen.
That does remind me of the first Christmas. Because we always had my dad's family on Christmas Eve, and he's the one who had more little kids on that side.
Oh.
And I still remember the first Christmas, when I was like 14 or something like that, where one of the family members whips out a laptop and brings up like the terrible like CGI version of Santa put on by like NORAD. It's like he's going over Toronto.
Oh.
I love the GPS Santa.
Oh, GPS Santa. Yeah, I remember that was a thing they had on TV too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, because it's different because like my grandparents don't even have internet. So.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice.
On TV, we used to have, God, what was it called? It was like a little sock puppet thing.
Oh.
Sock puppet Santa?
It must have been, it was like Mr. Hansy or something. It had to have been something like local. But I remember, like, they had no new episodes. It was on rerun since like 1978. But we'd always watch it at Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah. That's something, because, yeah, look, that family, there's a lot more, like, I'm not picking sides of my family or anything. I'm just saying there's less concrete stuff that goes on the Italian side, you know?
Hey, we
it's
got the Christmas.
Like, maybe we do something, maybe we don't. It's not really like a tradition or concrete thing, because it's a bigger family, you know, it's a lot different.
Harder to organize.
Like, literally, the stereotypes are true when it comes to my two different families.
They're there for a reason. We should mention Naz had to go. He's had to go walk the dog for a Christmas walk.
It's walking through all that snow.
We should edit it and make it Nair transition into Corin. And then it's like, they are the same person.
We're not the same person. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, that doesn't really work. I mean, they're like, I mean, if it was Corin's brother, but no.
Yeah.
You have literally met us. There's no excuse anymore.
I'm gonna throw something to you. Any parties or anything that you've ever been dragged to that you didn't want to go around the holidays? Christmas, New Year's, something like that?
Nope. No parties, no.
None?
Because things are always the same. And like I said, if one of my friends was like, hey, you want to get together on Christmas Eve? I'd be like, fuck you, I got things to do.
I think Christmas for us, like our family has an unwritten agreement. We're all pretty much, like, we go out and drink and meet our buddies, so we have no time for that shit. So Christmas, our parents say, this is the only ultimatum we'll give you guys. Christmas Day, the 25th, at least by us, we meet, we have a restaurant meal and stuff, and we do all the Christmas stuff. Oh. After that, you can split ways, leverage, till New Year's, you can plan, you can do anything you want.
Leverage style split.
Is there any other day that's celebrated with Christmas?
Mm-mm.
So why are you specifically saying it has to be the 25th for us? That's Christmas.
Because I'm pretty sure you just be appearing with some sort of like, oh no, in America, Christmas Eve is from the
I'm pretty sure
I'm pretty sure
it's dictated by the Catholics, ultimately. And the 12 days of Christmas are starting on Christmas, not before Christmas, as I've mentioned every year, and I will mention every year since.
Listen,
When
okay.
is Boxing Day? When is Christmas?
26.
And
26.
when is Christmas?
Day after Christmas.
We call it 12 days of Christmas. It's not technically accurate, but it's the 12 days before. You don't want 12 shows about Christmas after Christmas.
Nah.
You want them before.
Well, that
Well, no,
reminds
that's
me.
because the problem is in the tradition. It's not Christmas isn't one day. It's a whole couple weeks of just fucking around.
Nah, Christmas is Christmas.
Wouldn't you
Eve
prefer
and part
2 weeks of Christmas instead of 1 day of Christmas?
No, absolutely
I always-
not. Because Christmas is a build up to 1 day.
Nah, Boxing Day. I mean, we've all.
Boxing Day lame. Boxing Day is when you play.
Whoa!
Boxing Day is
to
when
me.
you go out and buy games for your like PS2.
Nah. Boxing Day to me is, if anything, that's the one that I love. Christmas Day, but Boxing Day is the amazing one as well, because that's when all of the moving around and, going to see family and all that stuff's done, and you can just chill. And that rings true because of childhood, when I was saying about all the family being around, they didn't come till the night.
Because if they're at your house, then oh god, no.
Yeah. Oh god, what was I going to say? There was a party that I wanted to say about for Christmas. There's a couple, but I might save one of the stories for the drunken tales, because it's, quite a long one. But one that annoyed me, was a Christmas party. Okay, my friend dragged me across to this one. We wanted to go to the pub. So we're going to the pub, and it's a few days before Christmas. It was like 22nd, 21st, something, whatever. He's going to the pub, see some people that he hasn't seen from his old place of work. He's like, come with me. Alright, cool. Don't know anyone other than him. So we go, we have a drink, and they're okay people, but as I say, this is the first time I've ever met them. Their social circle is pre-established. I'm very much an outsider in this one. There's no one you can sidle up to and go, okay, you're my guy for the evening, So I'm stuck with him. And they decide, so we have a few drinks, having a good time. Whenever we decide that we're going to go to the city centre, go to the bars and stuff. Because, it's Christmas, let's have more drinks, blah, blah, blah. He just wants to go home. He's like, I'll go home, get changed, and then we'll go. Because we weren't decked out in, like, club gear, if that makes sense. Like, you had your coat and everything. You don't want that when you're going uptown on the piss. So I was like, yeah, cool, I'll go home, take my coat off or whatever, change my shirt. You go home, do the same. We'll go. We'll all get a taxi together. It's going to be brill. So I went home. I lived a few minutes away from the pub. He lives about 5 minutes in the opposite direction. So I go home, get changed, come back to the pub where all his friends are. We get in a minibus. We go to his house because his house is on the way to town. No one's outside. It's like, oh, hang on a minute. Ring him. No answer. Get out the minibus. Knock on the door. No answer.
Where was he?
He then sends a text and says, sorry bro, I'm not coming. So I have to walk back, and I've now realised I'm with these fucking strangers. I'm like, god damn it. I was like, because I can't move, I can't just go home now, because I'm in this situation. I can't just say to them, well, Sam's not coming. Bye. And then just walk off. I've got to come back into the minibus and go, yeah, no, he's not turning up. Anyway, let's go, guys. Calvin, what's your name? Yeah, sure. Calvin, fine. And that was an awkward night. That was a bit weird.
Did he have a good excuse? Why did he ditch?
He just couldn't be asked. He does this. He has a habit of, when he gets home, he's like, fuck that. And he just wants to go to bed. It was a weird time. One of the guys got arrested because he was pissing in the open. We pissed in the alley. Like, we got to a nightclub, came out. We were all pissing in the alley. He stands at the other end of the alley, out in the open pretty much, which is schoolboy error. You want to piss in public when the police are around. And he was pissing there, and he got arrested.
Arrested, or did he talk bad? Like, can't you
Yeah, that was the reason.
Like, it's Christmas and, just let me off a little here, bud. The
policeman was being unreasonably kind. Like, he was being really lenient with this guy, because he was pissing, and it's an £8 fine. It's an automatic £8 fine. It's a Section 4 offence or some bollocks. It has some fancy name, but it's £8 fine if you're urinating in public. This copper was saying, he goes, look guys, he's drunk. I can tell you mate's really drunk. If you get him in a taxi and get him home now, forget the fine. It's fine. It's fine.
That is
forget
amazing.
It. He goes, get him in a taxi, get him home. I don't want to see him out. If I see you getting him in a taxi and getting him home now, we'll leave it at that.
I mean, let's be fair. Nobody really wants to be dealing with a drunk dude who's pissing on the street.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, that
Especially if he's not
is sound as fuck. But this drunk dude was fucking raging. He wanted to brawl this policeman. And we were like, just holding him back going, dude, just stop. And it's one of the moments when I was like, why am I here? Why am I dealing with this? I don't even know who the fuck this guy is.
I know exactly how you feel more than you might know. And it's not a Christmas story, but a couple weeks ago I went out to a bar with a friend, right?
Okay.
And she has a habit of meeting people in bars. You know the kind. I don't really like just find people and have a conversation with them necessarily in bars. She does. So she finds this girl who's very drunk. And her husband's there. He's very nice. But she decides that we're now going to a different bar with them. And I get dragged there. And then she just fucking disappears to get food for like half an hour. So I'm stuck with this entirely different group of people. Getting shit-faced, because that's the only thing I can think of to do.
Why?
That's the only out in that situation.
They're
is to
all
just get more
chill.
drunk.
But like, at one point, one dude comes up to me. He's a big guy. He's part of this group of friends, and he looks right at me, puts his hand on my shoulder, like we're getting buddy-buddy. He's like, "See that dude over there?" And he points to this big, tough-looking motherfucker. I'm gonna punch that dude in his face.
In my
Hit my back. And he starts walking off, and I have to grab him by his shoulder. I'm like, dude, wait. Let's not do that.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Was it serious?
He was about to punch this dude in the face. He wanted to have a fight.
That's weird. I mean, yeah, no, that's true. There are some people. But there's a lot of fight. Maybe it's just because there's a ton of people out around the holidays, around Christmas, but there seems to be more, like, fights. I see more people getting carried away by police and stuff.
I don't have the energy for that sort of thing.
Is a lot of people being out? The holidays are stressful for everyone. You know?
Holidays
kind of
like, I got punched in New Year's Eve. Like, we went to Walkabout, fine establishment. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was New Year's Eve. It had just gone about 1 o'clock. I went outside in the smoking area. My friend was there, doing nothing, but this guy was kicking off on him. I just grabbed his shoulder and just, to say, "What's going on, mate? What's going on?" And I got punched for it.
What?
Did he punch you in the face?
You dig him in the nuts?
Yeah, in the face. This guy did. This random stranger punched me in the face. It was a pussy punch. Like, it didn't do anything, but I didn't even get a chance to retaliate because the fucking bouncers there. And you're kind of glad of that because he didn't really hurt you the first time. You just sort of like got away with that one. Now I can just pretend I'm really tough and just be like, I'm fine, guys.
Yeah, just tell all your friends who only kind of sort of saw the punch. Oh yeah, it was real hard.
Yeah, just say, "Oh yeah, he hit me with all he got." I think he had a bottle in his hand. Actually, I'm pretty certain it was glass, but it was like because it's just really lucky that he didn't really catch me properly, and it's like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that the bouncer there.
Hit a pair of brass knuckles, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain him and his mates just pounded on me for a good 10 minutes. Didn't feel it. Just carried on drinking. Just smoking. It's cool. But no. But yeah, I don't know why. That's weird. But that's not the spirit of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas is love and kindness.
Peace and getting wasted.
Yeah. But yeah, he ended up getting arrested. Well, I couldn't help but laugh at him because when I'm drunk, the funniest thing to me in the world is other drunk people. I can't stop pissing myself. Because he was like, "I'm gonna have this policeman. There's 3 others in eye shot. They are hearing this guy. They are there ready to make a move if he does go to the other officer. There's 3 other people there." So, after a couple minutes of restraining him, we just went, "Do you know, fuck it, mate. Go, you go take on these 4 police officers. Let him go." He doesn't even get halfway before those other 3 have, boom, taken him down. And he is holding on for dear life on these railings. Holding on.
Up on your friend.
He wasn't my friend. I didn't know who the fuck he was. And he is holding for dear life on these rails as they're trying to cuff him. And he's just screaming, "I'm going home! I'm going home!" It was so funny. I was loving it. Anyway, let's move on for that story because we don't want to talk about violence and stuff at Christmas. Anything else? Any social obligations? Anything like that you guys want to throw out there that you got dragged into?
Again, like I said, it's always been the same except for that time at the Polish Community Center where the story was the most underwhelming thing in history.
Okay, let's wrap this up then in a positive light then, because, we delved into the weird and wonderful. Let's go into Christmas Eve then. What's a Christmas Eve to you guys? We'll go around the table. Manimal, I know you mentioned it. You didn't
And also,
mention it
I
in full.
listen to Cheap Trick at Budokan and play a drum solo on Christmas Eve. That's my tradition I've been doing for 4 years now.
Do you really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I don't know. One day I just played a drum solo and listened to Cheap Trick at Budokan, so now I do it every year.
Do you know what? We all have those things, no? I always watch Muppets Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve. Or I try to, anyway.
And like I said, I watched the AVGN Snow Games episode and the Nostalgia Critic, the Christmas Tree episode. Yeah, those two.
Yeah. Lego?
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day itself, I always wake up and I'm just, even though it was mostly in Africa, like, there's always that feeling as if it's like cool, fresh air and, you know, breath of new life, and the sitting room is all cleaned out and stuff, and yeah, it's awesome pretty much.
Middle of summer.
Yeah. It's hot.
It's gone down to 45 degrees.
Well, at least you're not being hunted down as a vampire.
Yeah.
I
So you heard! You heard!
I did hear.
I love my country being in the news. Yeah, we're always in news for interesting stuff. At least we're not being in news for having child rapists. So that's a good thing.
It's a dark, dark Christmas turn.
Let's keep it festive.
Okay. Now,
Speaking of kids, Christmas, eh? Oh, I love Christmas.
Yeah.
awesome.
Remember
Corin.
that time when Mr. Bean mailed the cards to himself and he
do.
didn't cry himself to sleep?
Hey, Mr. Bean's Christmas special is amazing.
It's
I love that one.
honestly top 5 specials all time.
Can't beat that. I've not watched it in a few years. I might need to. Blackadder as well.
I love it. It's great.
The Blackadder, not Night Before Christmas, the Christmas Carol of Blackadder, that's amazing as well.
Blackadder made me
Like
cry.
I said, I
man.
don't
So
care
good.
about any Christmas Carol stories, really. I've never cared about that story or any
This
interpretation of it.
Oh, this one's really good
that
though,
one's
because
a
it's,
good one.
he's really, it's basically just flipped, so he's a really kind and generous person, but then the ghosts come back and show him what it would be like and his family and that if he was an asshole instead. So he just learns to be more of a dick. It's really quite funny.
Yeah.
God bless Rowan Atkinson. He's
Oh,
got 2
Blackadder
Christmas
was
specials.
amazing.
Corin, Christmas Eve. Is there any traditions or anything that you get up to on there?
You know, it's changed over the years. So, and for the worse or for the better, depending how you look at it. So basically, as a kid, we always go to my aunt and uncles on my father's side because dad's side was always Christmas Eve kind of things.
Yeah.
Now, over the years, my family hates each other. So over the years, it got a little bit more
Segmented.
segmented, maybe. I was going to say antagonistic might be a good word for the venture. So for a couple of years, we just started having like dinner at a shitty restaurant on Christmas Eve, like one of those 24-hour diner places. And nowadays, it's mostly like pop into the hospital. Hi, Grandma. Bye, Grandma. I never liked you anyways.
Oh,
my aunt's here. Good.
Merry Christmas!
Happy times, everyone.
But it means we're my family, like my immediate family, which was always kind of ostracized for not being as crazy as the rest of those fuckers. Now have no actual obligation to see them on Christmas Eve. So it's
Silver linings. Silver linings.
That's good.
Yeah, family's great and all, but when they're not good people, you know, I'm not gonna try and build them up to be something they aren't. Christmas Day is always great because that was my mom's side because they're nice people.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah, because like my mother and father's sides are very different in terms of personality-wise.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, the tradition is true. You know, the Finns, they're quiet. There's less of them. You know, Italians, there's too many of them.
Oh, that great Finnish stereotype. There's not many of those people.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's not many Finns in general, but like I only have one cousin on that side, for instance, and she's like 40. So, you know.
40-year-old Finn cousin.
Yeah.
Gonna take a communal shit on Christmas Eve.
Cousin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would listen to the song on iTunes.
I thought you were going to say you'll listen to me shitting. I was like, I mean, I can. I have the facility to make that happen, but I wouldn't, you know.
It's a hit follow up to the Bop Bop. My Slop Slop.
My, Christmas Eve for me, like you said, I guess it changes. It used to be where I would go and see she was technically my second cousin, but we always just called her aunt because she was my mum's age. She's my mum's cousin, so for all intents and purposes, she is an aunt to us. We'd see her once a year, and it was Christmas Eve, so we'd go down to hers as kids. And that was always the thing. It's like, once you've gone and seen that aunt, Christmas has now started. Like, all our obligations, everything's gone out the way as soon as we've gone there, because we go in the evening time after, like, you know, my mum's finished work and that. And that was always brilliant, because that was the start of Christmas. Then for the last, like, 5, 6, 7 years, after that, when I was old enough to drink, I'd go out with my best friend, and we'd always just go have a couple of beers up Newcastle, which is where I never go. I normally go up. I don't know why I'm getting really specific. There's 2 towns, basically. One that's got a shit ton of, like, bars and clubs, and then the other one which is smaller, and it's mostly just bars and pubs and stuff.
Yeah.
I never go that one, but we always used to make it a tradition we'd go there, because I'd always bump into old faces, and it was just nice to just have a couple of drinks before. But I've been working Christmas Eve the last few years, so I've not had chance to do that, and this year I'm working, and I'm working Christmas Day for the first time ever.
Why? I mean, I guess
why
be open on Christmas.
Well,
I get it.
here's the reason I've said yes to Christmas. Number 1, it makes me look good. Number 2, more importantly, I've had it off for the last 3 years, and since no one volunteers, they always look at who's had it off the most in the last few years and puts them on. So I would have been put on anyway, but I figured if I volunteer, it makes me look better. Don't worry, guys, I got this.
In a situation like that, it's a good gamble to take, right?
And then number 3, because I've really milked it, and I've gone, okay, right, listen. If I'm doing Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, I want Boxing Day off, I want New Year's Eve off, I want New Year's Day off. And how my holidays have worked out, I have from the 17th of December to the 23rd off. So I've got a full week before Christmas. I'm working 4 p.m. till 12:30, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, which I still get to have my day on Christmas Day. I'll get to wake up, you know, spend the morning with my girlfriend, go to her family, go to my family.
That's kind of brutal though, because like you'll get off work on Christmas.
Yeah, I'm used to doing that now. That's what I've done the last couple of years. And then have your Christmas dinner and shit. Because after Christmas dinner and shit, make sure you get that Christmas shit in there. Yeah, and then start at 4. So it's not bad, because mostly after you've had your Christmas dinner on Christmas Day, you just an immobile blob in front of the TV watching whatever is on.
Immobile blob.
We never have a big Christmas dinner, actually. It's always
Really?
Just whatever. That's not a big deal. Like Christmas Eve is the
okay.
thing.
Is that
Christmas.
so more Christmas Eve?
Okay.
Ours is always the other way around. Christmas
Yeah.
Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day, you always have like a roast. Like, obviously you have your turkey on Christmas Day. Boxing Day you have, you know, whatever.
Literally on
Beef.
Christmas Eve, all I eat is ham. Like, even my grandma knows. It's like, oh, you want ham? I'll make you nice ham.
Is it like a joint of ham? Like, do you know the big,
like
fucking
the ham
pieces
that
of
you
ham?
cut pieces in, and I always used to draw pictures of a fork on it.
We never
A
have
hank of ham, yeah.
we never have that kind of ham in the UK.
unreal.
Well, we do have it in the UK, but it's not common, and I
It's the
really
only
want
time-
to make
the
one.
only time I ever eat ham, except for like Subway, you know.
Yeah, like a glazed ham. I really want to make one this year, so I'm gonna do that. But
So
yeah.
I'm surprised you say Boxing Day. I mean, I guess Boxing Day might make more sense for you do. Americans don't give a shit about Boxing Day, but we don't do anything for New Year's.
I mean, it's more of a tradition with my family specifically.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of us, like, few and far between we have a chance to sit down all together. So Boxing Day we'll try to, and New Year's Day we'll have like a meal if no one's in work or whatever. But what's awesome is, like, say I've got that 7 days off before, I'm working 2, and then I'm off from Boxing Day to the 4th of January. So I've got a decent chunk of time off during Christmas.
Yeah.
So
I was like,
that Christmas
you
week
got a
is
pretty
awesome.
good holiday. You just kind of have to deal with it a little bit in the middle.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed because the most important days you work. But, you know. You
Yeah,
still have the build-up days off.
Yeah.
I was like, but if
Christmas
he's only going to work on 4 on Christmas, that gets the important part of Christmas out of the way.
Yeah, you get to wake up.
Yeah, on Christmas Day, yeah, absolutely.
You get the presents and shit, and obviously Christmas Eve, I've still got the day, so I'm just gonna do whatever and then head to work. Yeah. Don't phone it in, just do fuck all.
Well, yeah, that reminds me. That reminds me. On Christmas Eve before bed, I watch with my parents the 2 South Park Christmas specials of Mr. Hanky.
Aww.
Yeah, that's
like
here we
that.
go. Lovely tradition with my parents to watch Mr. Hanky Christmas. Watch a talking piece of shit.
You know, that's great. I used to watch It's a Wonderful Life, but whatever.
Yeah.
I still try to catch It's a Wonderful Life. It's
this
great
just
movie.
goes to show you, like, all the shit stories that the pieces kind of come together when I say stuff like that.
Muppets Christmas Carol is the one for me, Christmas Eve.
Starting to detect a major theme running through your entire life.
Lego, is there any special or any movie you watch just before Christmas?
I have the memory of a goldfish, so even if I did have one, I probably would. Home Alone.
Also,
that's a good class.
That's a good one. I just think the point of the tradition is that you don't have to think about it hard to remember it. It's just something you do.
Yeah. I love watching Muppets Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve. Disappearance of Harry, Jesus, and Mia, I've tried to fit in there, but it's quite a long movie. So
it's not even like, I mean, it has Christmas in it, but it's a freaking 3-hour film where Christmas is only like a backdrop. In the
Christmas
beginning.
is not the central theme.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still good. I watched it around Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like there was a few years where I'd always watch some anime on Christmas, but I can't remember what it was. Like, this was like my major weeb phase, so it's hard to recall.
There's still, from the Harley Quinn comic series 2 years ago, there was a Christmas special, and I didn't read it in 2015, and I haven't read it last year, so hopefully this year I'll finally read the Harley Quinn holiday special from 2015 that I bought in 2015 and haven't read.
I do have to say, I guess I did used to watch Congo on Christmas.
Were you watching on the TV or a laptop?
Well, I mean, what do you mean on a laptop? There's I had probably a laptop, I guess. I don't think I don't need DVD.
Trust me, it's a relevant question because our electricity is intermittent.
I had at some point. I want to say I had a downloaded version of it on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Because one day when we were one of the first times we hosted Christmas Eve or something like that at my parents' house, Congo was on the television, and my brother and I ended up watching it and loving the movie because we'd never seen it before. So now I started watching Congo every Christmas, but I kind of fell away. Congo's a great movie, though, if you've never seen Congo.
Isn't that the sci-fi thing made by the writer who wrote Jurassic Park?
Yeah, it's the same writer as Jurassic Park who wrote the book, but yeah, it's about gorillas and diamond-powered lasers. It's about super gorillas and diamond-powered lasers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's a great movie.
Hell yeah.
It's a greater book, I imagine.
No. What the fuck is his name who writes Jurassic Park?
Michael Crichton.
Michael Crichton. It's Michael Crichton, and Michael Crichton's books aren't as great as you might hope.
They're amazing.
No, sure they are.
They're not great.
Point
they're
is,
amazing.
The movies are better than the books. And if you can't say it otherwise because Jurassic Park exists. And the book didn't have the line, "Stop eating my sesame cake," and filled it by a giant African man. Don't eat my sesame cake.
I feel like I need to track this down now.
Oh, Congo's so good.
I need to watch that.
Diamond-powered lasers. Super monkeys.
Diamond-powered lasers is pretty awesome.
There's a gorilla who speaks sign language who is a major character and is just played by a person in a poor gorilla suit.
Hell yeah.
But the
no one
gorilla
says Christmas like that. Gorilla suits all round. Merry Christmas, everyone. I think is it time for us to wrap up?
Yeah.
I think it is time for us to wrap up.
I want to, this is related. This isn't really Christmassy, but I want to end on one story.
Okay.
It's not a story. When I was younger, really young, I used to imagine that when I took a shit, there was the conductor from Thomas the Tank Engine sitting in my butt, and then he would raise his hand to be like, "All right, shit, you may come through," and the shit would be like the trains.
That's a great way to end a Christmas episode. Let's go on.
Tune in tomorrow, guys, for something else. Another day of Christmas. Yay!
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you and all of your friends. Good tidings.
Happy New Year.